This is the story of the Sabbath and the fishermen, a story of faith, failure, and the enduring mercy of Allah for those who choose the path of righteousness. Long ago, in a tranquil village by the sea, a community lived under the watchful gaze of Allah. They were a people blessed with the ocean's bounty, their lives intertwined with the rhythm of the tides. But blessings, when taken for granted, can become trials, and trials, when faced with defiance, can bring forth the weight of divine justice. This community was from Bani Israel, a people who had been given many commands by Allah. Rulings meant not only to guide them, but also to cleanse their hearts from the rebellion and stubbornness that had crept into their lives. These commands, though sometimes challenging, were trials designed to purify their faith and test their obedience. Among these decrees was the observance of the Sabbath, a sacred day of rest and devotion. On this day, no work could be done, and for this fishing community it meant they were forbidden from fishing on Saturdays. During Sabbath days, the sea came alive with fish, their scales glinting like jewels in the sunlight. They danced on the waves, a sight both mesmerizing and tempting. The villagers watched in awe, their hearts tested by this divine trial. On other days, the sea lay quiet and still. The fishermen's nets returned empty, their faces etched with frustration. It was a time of patience and trust, a test of faith in Allah's wisdom and provision. One Friday night, as the moon rose high, a group of villagers schemed to outwit the divine command. They set their traps and nets in the water that night so that the fish that came out on Saturday, which was the day of the Sabbath, would be caught in them. And this is how they thought they could avoid direct disobedience. The fish, playful and innocent, swam curiously near, unaware of the betrayal in motion. Sunday morning revealed the traps brimming with fish, their scales shimmering like treasures. Some villagers rejoiced, their laughter echoing over the waves. Others watched silently, reminded of Allah's omnipresence and fearing the consequences of disobeying Allah's command. Some villagers, steadfast in their faith, raised their voices in warning. "Turn back to Allah," they pleaded, their words filled with urgency and care. But others dismissed them, their hearts hardened. The air grew heavy with tension as the divide among the people deepened. Week after week, the traps were set, and the fish were caught. The warnings continued, but they were ignored. Laughter and defiance echoed from the disobedient, while the silent ones stood by, and the warners persisted, their voices unwavering despite being unheard. And then the wrath of Allah descended upon this community. A unique and terrifying punishment unfolded before their eyes. Those who had openly defied Allah's command were transformed into monkeys, their cries echoing through the village as a reminder of the consequences of their rebellion and arrogance towards Allah's decree. Those who had warned the wrongdoers knelt in prayer, their hearts filled with gratitude for Allah's mercy. They reflected on the importance of steadfastness and faith. The village, now quiet and subdued, stood as a lasting lesson for generations to come. Some scholars say that the silent bystanders who watched the disobedient ones and did not say or do anything to stop them were also included in the punishment, as their inaction and complacency made them complicit in the disobedience. And Allah knows best. Some scholars also debate about whether they were turned into physical monkeys, or whether this was just a metaphor. We have taken the literal interpretation to convey this story, and Allah ultimately knows best the outcome of the punishment. This story stands as a powerful lesson for all. Obedience to Allah's commands is paramount, and silence in the face of wrongdoing is not an excuse. The trial of the Sabbath revealed the hearts of the people, separating those who truly feared Allah from those who sought to deceive Him. It remains a timeless reminder of the importance of faith, patience, and standing up for what is right, no matter the cost.